Hello and welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here tonight to celebrate Muslim Heritage Month in Woodbridge Township. It's Muslim Heritage Month throughout the state of New Jersey. We have several of our Muslim friends here, mostly from the mosque in Fords. We're joined by the town council, starting on your left, Second Ward Councilman Howie Bauer, Councilman at Large Greg Ficarra, First Ward Councilwoman Sharon McAuliffe, Councilwoman at Large Lisbeth DeJesus, Fifth Ward Councilwoman Debbie Meehan, and Councilman at Large Kyle Anderson. So let me start by calling up my good friend Ozair Omarzai. He is our main contact in the community, very active in the mosque, and I start to think about all the things you've done in the mosque for the township, with the township. In particular, I think about COVID. And I don't want to think about COVID, but in particular, back in the days in 2020 and 2021 when you were having vaccine clinics and getting very involved in getting your community and the overall Woodbridge community vaccinated and with boosters and everything else. I know you've done food drives and other drives for people in need in Woodbridge Township. So why don't you take a few minutes and tell me about the mosque and the community and everything that you've done. And don't mention anybody else because I'm taking care of that one.
Thank you very much, and assalamu alaikum, everybody. It's really a team effort. Mayor and the council member have been a great team player. They are always available to help. Anything that we ask, they are always there. So we are, as you all know, located in Ford, and we want our community to be very much involved in the greater Woodbridge area. That's why anytime there's an opportunity for us to be involved, we are always the first to step up. There are a lot of people who step up. I'm not going to name anybody. And it is just a matter of teamwork, recognizing where the need is and just stepping up to serve people. That's our job. That's the motto in the masjid, in the mosque, in the masjid also. And that's how I know everybody, that's how they operate, to serve people, and that's what our purpose is as well.
And let me just say, you've done a terrific job about involving the community, because you're the go-to guy. You're on our speed dial. Every time something comes up, we're always communicating. So I think I want to thank you for your leadership of the whole community within Woodbridge Township. We also have some other people here in the audience I want to introduce. Reshma Ali was on our Human Rights Commission. Better known as mother of Noreen, who worked in the mayor's office over the summer. You want to come up or no? Sure. Sure, come on up. Do you want to say anything about the Human Rights Commission or anything about your involvement in the town and the community?
Sure. My name is Reshma Ali. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I wanted to let you know about the Human Rights Committee. We meet once a month, and we talk about different opportunities that minorities and people who don't have the same advantages can obtain equal opportunities in Woodbridge Township, whether it's healthcare, housing, if there are any grievances, how do we address them? I'm very excited about the Muslim Proclamation Day. Growing up in the US, I was always part of a large group of Americans. I enjoyed being an American, but somewhere I always felt like I was left out. And this proclamation means a lot to me.
Great.
I feel like I finally belong. And I brought my kids today because I wanted them to see, too, that they belong. And so thank you, Mayor McCoy.
All right, great. You mentioned, guys, stay up, we'll take some pictures. The Human Rights Commission started way back in 2020 when things were very tense in town and in the state and in the country. It got very prevalent in 2022 when the local issue, which of course was the parade in Island, became stressful with the way things were handled and things that happened. And your involvement as a Muslim woman on the Human Rights Commission and helping with your perspective and your explanation and your just telling us what was going on was very invaluable. So I want to thank you for that. We took it a step further last year when we were looking for somebody to replace Brian Molnar, who had an 18-year career on the Woodbridge Township Board of Education. He decided he wasn't running again. I should actually say his wife decided he wasn't running again. And we were looking around, and I reached out to Ozair, because many times I was there, says, we want to get involved, we want to get council seats, board seats, and I said, look, the way it works is I can't ask somebody to go off the council or off the board just to put someone else on. So we wait until people retire or people move on for different reasons, and the opening was created. So I called up Ozair, and he brought Nazam Mohammed to meet Carol and I at the Rio Diner one morning. It turns out Dan Harris was there with Joe Velez on something completely different. So they came over and joined us, and we talked to Nizam, who is a CPA, so right away you know the guy's just aces if he's a CPA, because that's a very difficult thing, you know, not everybody gets to do that. He's a teacher, runs his own accounting business, works for Rutgers in internal auditing. He's got a resume that's absolutely outstanding. 2 kids through the Woodbridge school system, both graduated college and grad school, very successful careers. So we got a chance to put Nizam on the ticket, and on November 7th, fortunately, like 5 of us up here, he won his seat, and now he's on the board. It was sworn in last, January 4th you were sworn in. And now he's starting to attend board meetings and committee meetings. So Nizam, please come up and say a couple of words about your involvement in the town.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And I'd like to acknowledge all the leaders here in this room here today. To my Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. You should be really proud of this occasion. I would say, you know, it was a great move by our governor of New Jersey, Governor Murphy, in making this happen. So now we are officially recognized. We have a month, like every other, you know, group or demographic in the United States. But what do we do with that month? So here we have an entire month. Today is the 16th of January. The month almost done. We're on the other half of it now. So I want to just acknowledge the mayor and his team for really putting together this event, this proclamation. It means a lot to the community, and it also sends a signal, not just to the Woodbridge residents, but for residents of the entire state of New Jersey. Look at what is happening in Woodbridge. Look at the great work that's taking place in Woodbridge, where we have the mayor and his team recognizing and embracing the Muslim community. And we came out of an event yesterday, Dr. MLK, event yesterday. It was such a touching ceremony and an event yesterday. So, and the theme about all of that was equality and recognition of every human being for their worth. So I think, you know, we are in a good place with this proclamation. It's going to do a lot of good things for Woodbridge and bring other communities and encourage others to move to Woodbridge to appreciate the diversity and the equality and the inclusivity that's here at Woodbridge. My Board of Education term has started. Today is my very first committee meeting. I'm going to be doing this duty for the next 3 years. I'm really looking forward to this opportunity and hoping to make a big difference to the wider Woodbridge community, especially for the students and teachers in Woodbridge Township. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, Azam. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to introduce a young lady now who doesn't know I'm going to introduce her. I didn't clear it with her in advance, but yeah, it's you. Nazit Sayed, right? Zina Sayed, I get right. There was a Z in there. She came to us last fall, wanted to get involved in the political process when there was an election, and came to a couple of rallies and got involved and did various things in the campaign. At one point, she told me she was a senior in JFK High School and said she was in the National Honor Society. I said, that's absolutely great. And then she said, no, Mr. Mayor, I'm the president of the National Honor Society in JFK High School. So it was an honor to have you helping us out. That is an accolade that's going to follow you a long way when every time you apply for college and you say, I'm not just in the Honor Society, I was elected to be the president of the Honor Society in a high academic institution like JFK High School. You want to come up and say a few words? Totally putting you on the spot, but give it a shot.
Hi, my name is Zina. I am going to major in political science and marketing, and just working on the campaign was a big thing for me. It was very interesting. I had a lot of fun doing it, helping people, and part of what I've done throughout high school is just become a part of a lot of clubs where I can spread inclusivity, diversity. I was in the Diversity and Equity Committee since freshman year, which not a lot of people were allowed to be a part of. It was selective, and ever since then I've just tried my best to do as good as I can in school with like Hispanic Heritage Month, Indic Heritage Month, now Muslim Heritage Month, all the different months. Women's History Month, I did a lot of stuff for that, so I've just been working constantly, and working part of the campaign was really exciting for me, and I hope to be able to do more like that. Thank you.
Great, thank you, thank you. Now the young lady, I won't put on the spot, but yeah, that's great. Stay up here, we're gonna take pictures. See, now stay up, we're gonna take pictures. I mentioned Noreen Ali, who's worked in the mayor's office the last several summers as an intern. I'm surprised you're here tonight. You take like 500,000 AP classes in Rutgers. I don't know how you have time to, excuse me. I don't know how you have time to be out here tonight. You should be home studying, but Noreen, thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed your experience working for all the people upstairs. And now I just want to also introduce Corey Spiller. He just walked away right when I was about to introduce him. Corey Spiller is the 3rd Ward Councilman from Avenel and Port Reading. So you have a lot of people here tonight to help you celebrate and recognize Muslim Heritage Month. So at this point, maybe you, go ahead. Oh, that's right, you told me that. Why don't you introduce her, since you know her? I'm not sure I do.
So we have our high school student also from JFK, Musfira. She is also involved in our Sunday school and very actively involved. So why don't you come and say a few words?
I hate when they put this on their phone. It makes me feel so old. They just I'd be afraid my phone would go out of batteries. Go ahead, sorry.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm so sorry. Like, Brother Uzair told me about this like 10 minutes ago, and I just put everything on the phone so I don't forget anything. So today we're gathered here with heartfelt gratitude for the proclamation event recognizing January as Muslim Heritage Month in Woodbridge Township. We extend our sincere appreciation to Mayor McCormick for his unwavering commitment to inclusivity. We are especially grateful for the mayor's recognition of the valuable contributions of the Muslim community in Woodbridge. In celebrating our diversity, we build bridges that strengthen the fabric of our society. This month, the Muslim community worked tirelessly to organize various events to share our culture and knowledge with everyone, especially us with JFK High School. Our MSA did so much. We have our meeting coordinator right there, Ihab Kashmir. We all worked tirelessly to make sure that we have, like they mentioned before, that we can show the kids that as Muslims, we belong in this community. We're part of this community, and we can actually show the kids. We have middle school join us too, that we're not different than everyone else. We all work together in Woodbridge Township. So thank you, Mayor McCormick, and thank you to all who contributed to making Woodbridge the place where diversity is not just accepted, but celebrated. Together, we create a vibrant tapestry that enriches the life of us all. Thank you so much. And we just want to keep doing you guys here.
You just said you didn't know you were going to speak?
I came up with this 5 minutes ago.
You just wrote that. You literally just wrote that 5 minutes ago.
As I was driving, I texted her a thing that she just wrote them.
Haggerty, you
Just
can,
now.
when you retire, I got your new speechwriter.
Going to take over.
All right, let me ask if anybody from the council, Council President, you want to say anything?
Just a few things. In the last few years, I mean, you could see that here in the council, and I'm glad that you're giving that recognition to the mayor for his willingness and openness, just having an open door policy. It's not about tolerance, it's about acceptance. I think that Woodbridge has become increasingly diverse over the last 15 years, and we have a beautiful community, and we need to celebrate that. And today's, a great example of that. And we want to continue to celebrate. It's wonderful that the state of New Jersey has acknowledged Muslim History Month and Muslim Heritage Month. I'm sorry, Muslim Heritage Month, and I'm sure that there'll be a lot of history along with that we will be learned. And it really comes back to education. So I'm glad that we had some students speak today, because this is creating that acceptance is about educating those around us that don't know about our wonderful culture. So continue to educate your friends, and those that are seeking education, please, this is the town to live in because we've got a very diverse community and a very open township. So thank you very much.
Kyle Speaks is the very first black person ever elected to the town council. Lisbeth De Jesus is the very first Hispanic person ever elected to the town council. You want to add anything?
I just want to say that I'm proud of all the young women and how well they represent. I do represent the Latino community, but I also represent, I like to see the women in Woodbridge Township because I'm very pro-women and acknowledging our contributions into our community. So I just feel very proud of all the women and all the young ladies and how well they spoke.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes.
Also, Vera Patel's not here, is very first Asian Indian ever elected to the council. On the Board of Ed, Monica Michelle Smith was the first black person elected. Marie Anderson was the second. Jenny Perez was the first Hispanic. AJ Sedana was the first Asian Indian. So, as Reverend Lawson said last night, the town bodies, the boards, are looking like the town. 18 years ago, everybody looked like me. Now it's completely different. Glenn Morgan's here from the Human Rights Commission. That actually has one white person and 6 people of color, it's funny, when Pat Osborne left, Glenn and I looked at each other and said, we got to find a white person. Because Pat was the only white on the board, and now Bob Farrell is. That's how far we've come when 6 of the 7 people on that commission are non-white. And you look at our library board with Isha Valles, you look at the planning board, DPAC, the zoning board, the environmental commission, the housing authority, everybody, every board in town, every commission in town has diversity. And we're, as Kyle said, we're all very, very proud of that here in Woodbridge Township. So, ready for a picture? Let me present this proclamation first. I'll formally present the proclamation to Ozair. Thank you very much, my friend.
Would all stand for the pledge? Could have a moment of silence for those that are serving us here and abroad, and those that are dealing with many issues throughout the world.
Notice requirements of the open public meeting will have been satisfied concerning this meeting. The Home District Tribune and the Star Ledger posted the notice on October 6, 2023. A copy of the schedule was posted on the municipal bulletin board. It should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Bauer. Here. Councilwoman De Jesus.
Here.
Councilman Ficarra.
Here.
Councilwoman McCullough.
Here.
Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilman Patel.
Here.
Councilman Small. Vice President Spiller.
Here.
And President Anderson.
Here.
Can I get a motion that the minutes from the reorganization of January 1st and Board of Health meeting be approved?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with second reading ordinances this evening, we're going to start by taking orders A and B by consent. First is an ordinance amending Chapter 7 of the revised ordinance with regards to handicap parking on 5th Street. And the second is same for handicap parking on Melbourne Court. With that said, can I get a motion that the ordinances be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letters A and B, A and B open. Here are no comment from the public. Can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter C is an ordinance authorizing directing conveyance of public right-of-way. This is for a drainage easement on Chena Hills Road in Colonia. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter C only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter D is an ordinance authorizing and directing that Woodbridge Township renew a lease agreement with Local 397 with regards to property on Avenel Street. Could I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter D only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter E, an ordinance amending Chapter 7 with regards to solid waste management and fees in the general ordinance. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up at second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Public hearing is now open on letter E only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter F, an ordinance adopting the West Kelly Street Number 2 redevelopment plan. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter F only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter G, an ordinance of the Township Council adopting the Route 1 Area 14 redevelopment plan. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
Yes, excuse me, Council President, I'd like to abstain from this item.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter G only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So have it. Letter H, an ordinance amending public parking easements between the Township of Woodbridge and Woodbridge 10 Main Urban Renewal. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter H only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Taking first reading ordinances listed before you, I, J, K, L, and M. Can I get a motion that these ordinances be passed on first reading, published in the Home News Tribune on January 19, 2024, with notice of public hearing to be held at 6 p.m. on February 6, 2024?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And finally, Mr. President, you have 35 resolutions before you. Could I get a motion by consent to approve 1 through 35?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? So noted. Any others? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
We'd like to go into our public session. We'll now go into our public comments. When approaching the microphone, please state your name, what section of town you live in, and you will have a one-time opportunity to speak up to 5 minutes total. Any videotaping must be done from the designated area, which is behind the blue ribbon, and there'll be no shouting. Please obviously be respectful of one another. Make sure that there are no signs or posters in the aisle or walkway. Although it allows for 5 minutes, I will give you a 1-minute warning. And are there any people who wishing to speak tonight?
Seeing that we're hearing no comment, can I get a motion that the public comment portion be closed?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Go to the agenda.
Mr. Mitch, we'll go into the agenda. For myself, It's basically in order. I do want to acknowledge last night and last week. Last week we had the Martin Luther King essay contest, and we had the students from all, I think we're at 16 elementary schools now, I think. 16 elementary schools with their principals and their teachers that were there, sponsored by our Human Rights Commission, and there was the winner read their speech. It was fantastic, very moving, and we had a very good turnout, so it was really nice to see. Followed by last night, we had the Martin Luther King celebration, the annual Martin Luther King celebration, and that was capped off with Reverend Neva Lawson's speech as he was our keynote speaker. Again, that was very well attended. I felt that the speeches that led up to the keynote speaker were all very meaningful, and in these times, I think we need to look into Dr. King's words a little deeper and use them as we go throughout this next year. And I just want to thank the mayor, the council, the administration for making that night possible. Mr. Haggerty, you're always there making sure that that event goes off without a hitch, and every year it gets better and better. The Woodbridge High School chorus was outstanding. Very moving. Their songs were just beautiful. And then we had another young man whose essay was read last night, who did a phenomenal job with his essay, and he tapped into his own personal experience with his parents being from Missouri, and the things that he's observed in his young 10 years of age. But I thought he was very brave in coming up and speaking and sharing his words. But throughout the next few weeks, I just want to congratulate some of our basketball players. We have a young lady from Woodbridge High School who received the scholarship from University of Mass Lowell, and we also have our 1,000-point scorer, and I would like to acknowledge Taylor Durkak, who received the nomination for the McDonald's All-American game, which is an amazing feat. Okay, and we wish them well as they prepare for their postseason. And that's all I have. I will move that over to Council Vice President Spiller.
Thank you, Council President Answer. Item number 16, Greenway Family Success Center. The Greenway Family Success Center, located at 1005 Broadway Avenue, is a warm, welcoming center that's open to all Woodbridge residents. Their aim is to promote wonderful family and community relationships by giving people a chance to do fun activities together for free. They offer arts and crafts, holiday parties, cultural dinners, and much more. They do educational workshops like how to buy your first home, how to balance a budget, and investing 101. They're a resource hub, so residents are welcome to call to find out how they can access help with paying their bills, finding child care, and any number of other needs. Contact 732-527-3400 for further information on the center. Check out some of their upcoming events. Family Zumba on Tuesday, January 23rd from 5:30 to 6:30, presented by Gym Guys. Healthy Home Lunch and Learn by the Woodbridge Health Department on Monday, January 22nd from 1 to 2, and Sensory Taekwondo class at the Woodbridge Community Center, Woodbridge Center on Saturday, January 27th from 10:30 to 11:30, open for all children of all ages and abilities. Rest of my agenda is in order, Council President. Just want to thank all the TPW crews, guys and girls. As always, they did a fantastic job with this morning's storm and last week's storm. The storm before that, Jesus. Hope everyone had a happy new year. Good, thank you to all our our emergency responders, fire, EMS, our Woodbridge Police Department, CERT, all of our public works and township employees. God bless America. Thank you, Council President Anderson.
Thank you. Councilman Carroll.
Thank you, Council President. A few announcements regarding the Woodbridge Community Center. We all know that January is a time when people recommit themselves to physical fitness. The Community Center is waiving the joiner's fee until the end of this month, so now's a good time to get out there and save a couple of bucks. They have a bagel and coffee seminar for seniors. The title is Golden Years, and the topic is Medicare open enrollment period, which can be confusing. Believe me, I know. There's also a bagel and coffee seminar on Medicare 101. It's the variety of plans, and those are all coming up through the month of January. There's senior movies going on every Thursday, learn to skate programs, learn to play hockey programs, open public roller skating, open public ice skating. So there's a lot going on during the cold weather to keep you busy and staying warm at the same time. Looking ahead to early February, February 1st, through our health department and the county health department, we have our second walk with the doc. Dr. Salim Hassan is a cardiologist, and we'll be talking about heart health. Walk with the doc is just showing up 11 a.m. up by the track at the community center. You don't have to be a member, and you join the doc and take a couple of walks. Don't worry, you won't go far, and you can fire off questions there. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to our Ashley at the health department, 732-855-0600, extension 5024, and that's Walk with the Doc, Dr. Hassan from Hackensack Meridian. Speaking of health, the mobile healthcare unit from our health department is out and about. If you see that unit at any function run throughout the town, please stop by and say hello. They have a lot of capabilities there to help you monitor and to guide you along the way. A little advance notice, and I'm looking at Director Brew. I know it's early on, but we're hoping that at some point this year, we'll be remodeling and taking a look at our big community park in Merrill Park, which is a staple of recreation in our community that goes all the way back to former Councilwoman Ehrlich when she had that vision. And as a grandparent who takes his grandkids there, it's still very active, but it does need a little TLC, and TLC is something that Director Brew does very well. And then finally, a quick thank you. We talked about the Martin Luther King remembrance yesterday. Thank you to Glenn Morgan, our chairman of the Human Rights Commission. You did a great job with your speech. You had a tough crowd there, boy, between the reverends, two reverends, and your buddy there, but everything went well. And thank you for your part of it and your continued work. And we're reminded so much of that this time of year, that acceptance, not just acceptance, but welcoming is the most important thing. And I know that's what your committee does. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilman Bauer.
Thank you, Council President. My business in order. I have one announcement. Congratulations to all our fire districts on spring their 2024 fire and business officers. Wishing all of them a safe year. God bless all our first responders, and God bless America. That's all I have today. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Short and sweet.
Thank you.
Just like our next council person, Councilwoman DeJesus.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I just have one announcement. The libraries are hosting a family winter reading challenge with new challenge game boards for all ages. Visit our libraries in person to sign up and pick up your challenge. Family challenge sign-up is also available at the Acacia Youth Center and can be accepted online from the library homepage, woodbridgelibrary.org. U.S. citizenship classes will be held Monday evenings at the main library. Contact Anita Alvarado at 908-486-1777, extension 402, by January 22nd to register. For the tea lovers, bring your own mug for a special workshop at the Island Branch Library. Tea 101 will include history, little known facts, and a tasting on Monday, January 22nd at 7 p.m. I just want to also make today I saw one of my friends posted that the National Guards are being deployed to the Middle East, and there are some of our residents from Woodbridge Township that are going to be deployed. So for everyone, just keep all of our armed services in your prayers during this time that our world is facing. And I would also like to acknowledge that today we recognize in our township Muslim Heritage Month, and we had proclamations and young women that spoke very well. Again, it's Muslim Heritage Month this month, so thank you to our township for recognizing it. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
Thanks. A little too cold to go out and raise a flag this today. We'll go on to Councilwoman Meehan.
My agenda is in order. I'm going to go down to item number 4, Have a Heart. Last week, Woodbridge Township kicked off our annual Have a Heart Food Drive Challenge which will run to Valentine's Day, February 14th. The annual Have a Heart Food Drive, launched each January by Woodbridge Department of Health and Human Services and the We Feed Woodbridge Food Bank Committee under the supervision of Peter Barcelona, has become the most important community food collection program undertaken throughout the entire year. The Have a Heart Food Drive challenges residents, organizations, and businesses to donate either 214 pounds of food or $214, which will be given directly to our food banks that supply food to Woodbridge Township residents in need. Sadly, during the winter months, the food banks run critically low and we are desperate to restock their shelves so they can continue to care for those that are hungry. All you need to do to participate in our challenge is give Peter a call at 732-855-0600, extension 5034, and tell him where he can pick up the donation of food, or you can deliver your non-perishable food items to the Woodbridge Township Public Health Center, which is located at 2 George Frederick Plaza, anytime between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Financial donations payable to We Feed Woodbridge can be dropped off at that same location or mailed directly to Woodbridge Department of Health and Human Services, care of We Feed Woodbridge, 2 George Frederick Plaza, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 07095. Last year, the Have a Heart Food Drive Challenge netted over $71,000 in cash donations and nearly 30,000 pounds of non-perishable food items. So let's see if we can beat those incredible numbers from last year. Even one small item makes a difference. And just one announcement, on January 28th from 8 to 11 a.m. at the Woodbridge Elks, Behavioral Health Services will be holding their 3rd annual breakfast fundraiser, Bacon the Stigma. Tickets are $10 for those 10 and older, 5 for kids 5 to 9, and children under 4 are free. All proceeds from this event will be used to fund programs to help those dealing with addiction and supporting the families that love them. Please come out and join them for breakfast at Woodbridge Elks, which is located at 665 Broadway Avenue in Woodbridge. And I also want to give a shout out to Director Brew and the amazing Public Works Department for the great job they did today with the snow, and also our Woodbridge Police Department and our fire departments for helping those that needed care during the storm today. And I also want to give a shout out to Councilman Bauer, who was just sworn in as chief again, chief for Ford's Fire Department. Good luck this year. And that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilman Patel.
Thank you, my agenda is not. Thank you.
All right. Councilwoman McCullough.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I have a few announcements. Number 3, the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce is excited to announce their new location at 178 Main Street in Woodbridge. They are also working with, as Councilwoman Meehan said, and Peter Barcelona, they are accepting food donations for the Have a Heart Food Drive. They'll accept non-perishable food items as well as monetary items at their new location now until February the 9th. Also, join the Chamber of Commerce on January the 28th at 11 a.m. to celebrate the ribbon cutting of their new location. Come in, wish them well, and learn more about the Chamber of Commerce. And don't miss out on the Chamber's upcoming events. Sign up early for the February 5th cooking class at Mulberry Street Restaurant with Chef Paul. This interactive event includes a lesson on preparing chicken-alla vodka, all while indulging in a 3-course meal. And lastly, mark your calendars for February 23rd, 2024 for the Mayor's 2024 State of the Township at the Delta Hotel. For more information on all these exciting happenings with the Chamber of Commerce, log on to their website at woodbridgechamber.com. Number 8, the Animal Shelter. Interested in a turkey tray? On February 24th, the WAG is hosting this fun event at the Woodbridge Elks on Railway Avenue in Woodbridge. Hurry, as this event is limited to only 100 attendees. Secure your tickets now for this event by contacting their website to get tickets at WAG-TRICKY-TRAY-TICKETS.my-free.website/store. That's very long, so I'm sorry, but that's what it is. And reserve your spot today. Thank you. That was long. I know, that was very long. Number 12, the C. Warren Library. Embark on a magical journey with story time on January 20th, happening from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., geared for ages 4 to 12. Join them not just for stories, but also for some creative crafts and delightful snacks. For reservations, please call 732-634-7571. And as Liz Beth had said, on Saturday, Governor Murphy honored the 44th Infantry Brigade combat of the National Guard, marking the largest deployment of over 1,500 New Jersey soldiers since 2008. These brave men and women are embarking on Operation Inherent Resolve in the Middle East. Let's collectively keep the Jersey Blues, as they are affectionately nicknamed, in our thoughts and prayers. As among these soldiers is my son-in-law, Craig Farwell. We hope that he will have a successful mission along with this. It means all your support and a lot during these challenging times for our New Jersey soldiers and military families throughout our country. God bless all of them, and return home with your safe mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman McCollum.
Sorry.
Mr. Mitch?
Thank you, Mr. President. My agenda is in order. Just a reminder that going into executive session immediately following the reading.
Mayor McCormick.
Thank you, Council President. Just want to thank Director Brew of the Public Works Department. Nothing but compliments in the office today. Not one single complaint from anybody about the effort overnight and into the morning. So terrific work. And on a sad note, just please keep in your thoughts and prayers Shobna Patel, who is the business partner of Albert Gisani in Royal Albert's Palace. We all know what he means to us, but as is always the case, it's not just Albert, it's his team, and she is a vital member of his team in business and in charitable endeavors, and she passed away suddenly on Friday night. The service is 9 to 12 in South Brunswick on Route 27 on Saturday morning, and then there's a little service at Albert's Palace from 1 to 4 on Saturday afternoon. So please keep her. If Albert did it, she was behind it, and we all know, again, what he means to us, which means it's what she meant to us, too. So please keep her in your thoughts and prayers.
Thank you, very sad. Mr. Simmons?
Thank you, Council President. I have several resolutions on for next meeting. I have a tax and sewer overpayments. I have a county tax appeal. I have a parking refund, and I have 100% disabled veteran. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Director Hubbard?
Thank you, Council President. I have one traffic ordinance.
Is Mr. Wachowski back there? No? Okay. Ms. Darden?
My name is Eva.
Okay. And Mr. Brew? Director Brew?
Thank you, Council President. I have two items for resolution. First one is change order to contract 2022-23. And the second one is an agreement between Middlesex County and the Township for installation of traffic signal at Ford Avenue and Burnham Drive at Lafayette Estate School Route 25.
And I'd also like to thank you for the services today. I think everybody on the dais recognizes the work of our DPW and the men there. If you could just please let them know that we really appreciate the work that they've done. And legal. All right. Thank you. We're now going to need a motion to go into executive session.
If we can, we're going to look to adopt Resolution 36 for about 15 minutes so we can go into discuss collective bargaining agreements.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We are now in executive session. At this time, I'd have to ask everybody to please leave the room. That's not necessary. We are back into session at 6:34 p.m. Mr. President, can I get a motion to approve resolution what will become number 37, which is an approval of a MOA with regards to the PBA?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
Yeah, Mr. Mitch, I'll be abstaining from the vote. Thank you.
So noted.
Mr. Mitch?
So noted. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
We'd like to get a motion to close the meeting.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.